doing?
I'm doing good. I can hear you, which is good.
Yay, that's awesome.
It is a Monday for sure. Holy shit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, tonight I am so very, very excited to have our friend Nathaniel Elwell on our show.
Gonna be a
Um,
good one.
He is an amazing paranormal investigator. He has been able to test out many of the different applications that are out there for ghost hunting. He has, I think, over 19 years of experience in the field.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and bring Nathaniel on up.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
What's going on?
What is going on, guys?
Not too
Hey.
Chris,
much.
Raven, good to see you guys.
You as well.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I am very happy to be able to be on the show tonight. As you guys know, I'm traveling out to Broadhead, Wisconsin this coming Thursday. So, in the middle of trying to do packing and making sure I'm ready for my show on Wednesday and all that. So, it's good. It's a little bit of a hectic week, but I'm so happy that you guys invited me to be on the show, and I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Awesome. Well, Chris, would you like to start out with a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, 20 years of experience, that's nothing to scoff at. You know what I mean? And I
Well,
just have to ask you, like, did you start this on your own? Did somebody kind of kickstart this with you? Like, how did, because, like, I wish I knew, and I'm sorry that I don't, but, and for everybody else who doesn't know, how'd you get going with it?
no, 20 years experience, I agree with you. It's nothing to scoff at. But to be honest with you, I know people that have been in the field just as long as I have,
Did we root?
and they're almost half as productive as they could be. It's all about the experience that you take, the experience that you make, and I guess you could say how am I wanting to word this? I'm losing my fucking mind here. The circumstances that you use to create opportunities for yourself. I was having issues wording that for some reason. Maybe it was too many C's. I don't know. But yeah, so a little bit. So we're gonna go back to the very beginning here, if you want to know the actual origin. So I used to have a dog named Stormy that was a pit bull, and she used to sleep in my room with me every night.
Hmm.
She was kind of like my protector. When she passed away, she was 18 years old, which is quite old for a pit bull. And the night that
Hmm.
she passed away, the day before that, she was sleeping on my bed and she had an accident. She was so old, it was getting to the point where she could no longer control her faculties and she was having accidents in the room. And so basically, the night I went to bed, she came to go into the room and I kind of, shoot her out the door. And I'm like, you can't sleep in here tonight, baby. You're having accidents. I can't keep washing my sheets. And I remember looking
Right.
out the door, watching her walk down the hallway and constantly, looking back over her shoulder like maybe he's joking. And I obviously wasn't. I went to bed that night, and my father got up for work at 3:30 in the morning and woke me up and told me that my dog had curled up underneath an end table and passed away.
Oh.
Mm,
So obviously, you got kind of like that
mm.
small. I'm not even going to call it small. It's a big guilt factor there because she could have passed away where she was comfortable, and instead she didn't. But it was starting 2 days after that that the weird occurrences that I was experiencing at that age started happening. I was starting to hear scratching on the sideboard of my bed. Like, you have your box spring and you have that wooden platform that it sits on. I was
Sure.
hearing scratching on the wooden platform. And I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I'd roll over, look, there'd be nothing there. And then about a week after that, so before I tell this part of the story, I want to let you guys know I am OCD about doors. I don't like open doors. If I am in a house, all doors have to be shut, like for me to feel comfortable. I don't know why that is. I've always been that way.
Hmm.
So in my bedroom at this point in time, I had one of those French style folding doors that had the latch that went over the center to kind of hold
Oh
it
yeah.
shut.
Yep.
I would make sure first thing before I laid down, that door was shut and it was latched.
Yep.
Then I'd shut my bedroom door, make sure that was locked. So it was about 2:30 in the morning, roughly. I feel this tugging on my blanket near my feet.
Oh
And
shit.
I'm sitting here, well, that's kind of odd, thinking to myself, I'm half asleep. It's got to be Stormy pulling on the blankets.
Hmm.
And so I kind of sitting there, Stormy, stop pulling on the blankets. Get comfortable, baby girl. Then it hit me. Stormy died a week and a half ago.
Right.
What's pulling on the blanket? I kind of shook it off, waited, fell back asleep. The next night, it happened again. 3 tugs on the foot of my sheet at about 2:40 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Me, once again, half asleep, thinking it was stormy. I kicked my foot back and I hit something solid. I hit something, and I didn't have a actual footboard at the end of the bed, so I know
Oh
I didn't
shit.
hit anything down there. And then after I hit it, I kind of sat there for a second and I was like, what the fuck did I just kick?
Right.
And I hear this, the only way I can describe it is inhuman voice say my name and kind of chuckle.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I sat there and I froze.
Yeah.
I would say it was maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but I'm going to tell you it felt like 30 before I grew the
Yeah.
balls enough to roll over and grab my flashlight.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I rolled over, grabbed my flashlight, turned it on. The closet door that I just told you guys I check every night was wide
Sure.
open.
Oh wow.
And then a few weeks after that was when I started having severe and violent nightmares of myself dying in various ways.
Holy shit.
And I would wake up with physical scratches from these dreams.
Oh
I
Wow.
shit.
don't know exactly what. I'm not going to say it was a demon that was doing all this. For the record, guys, I hate the D word.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
do I think it was something that was kind of nasty? Yes, and I think I have an origin to that as well. Because shortly before my dog died, I had a friend of mine that I felt did me wrong. So way back in the day, I used to study a form of Wicca known as Vodun, and I
Okay.
made a voodoo doll that I had full intention of using for a nefarious purpose. But in my stupor, I forgot about one simple thing, the rule of return.
Yeah.
And odd thing was, when I went to use the doll, it had completely disappeared. I never did find
That's
it.
really. Huh.
And then it was just a chain of events. The dog died, the scratching on the footboard, the nightmares, and then the tapping on my window every day for 3 solid months at 3 a.m. And I have 7 witnesses that have slept at that room, in that room with me, and heard the tapping on the window. When I would open the blinds, no one would be there.
Hmm.
Yeesh.
And this happened for 8, 9 months. These
Holy shit.
This cycling of events. But
Yeah.
oddly, as quickly as they had started, they stopped.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
thought that was curious. So
Yeah. For real.
we're gonna fast forward 3 years. I get married. I moved to a trailer out in a small town known as Clayhatchee. It's one of those towns that's so small that if you drove through it and blinked, you didn't even know you passed through a town.
Right.
Like one of those type places.
Oh yeah.
And back then I was working the night shift. So I would go in between 5 and 6 p.m. and I would get off between 1 and 2 a.m.
Okay.
I would come home and we had a bay window at the front of the trailer, right? The light would be left on in the kitchen so I could find my way through the house. But almost every day when I came home, I would see a shadow walking through the kitchen.
Oh man.
Now, mind you, my brother lived in this exact trailer previously and he told me it was haunted, but I didn't believe him.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there and I'm seeing these shadows. I'm like, what is Teresa doing awake? I go
Right.
inside, no one's awake. And this happened for 2, 3 months of this constant reoccurring thing. Well, came to the point where I decided to take a week's vacation. I come home from work. The first day of my vacation, I come home from work. I lay down in bed. I wake up at about 3 o'clock in the morning with this extreme pressure on my chest, almost like hands were around my throat,
Yeesh.
and I could not move. It took me about 30 seconds, but it felt like an hour to
Yeah.
shake it off. When I shook it off and sat up in the bed. So when I tell you this is a backwoods town, we had one street light in the whole trailer park. So I know darker than dark. I know blacker than black.
Yeah. For
You
real.
really do.
In this black room, I could see the silhouette of something.
Good. Don't like
And
that.
I watched it not walk, drift, or float backwards into the hallway. When it hit about midpoint of the hallway, the light bulb in the hallway got extremely bright and shattered.
Oh shit.
I don't know what could make that kind of psychokinetic energy to happen for that to happen.
For real.
I do know that sleep paralysis is a normal thing. It happens to more people than people realize.
Hmm.
But it's not common when you wake up from sleep paralysis and you see a figure standing at the foot of your bed.
Well, yeah.
I did over time through research know that that was something that became known as an old hag attack. And an old hag attack is basically where someone that felt you did wrong cursed you with an entity to haunt you.
Okay.
But it was 2 days after that occurrence that I bought my first paranormal book. And a
Hmm.
month after that, July of 2006. So I'm just about at the 20-year mark.
Okay. Yeah.
That I founded the Southeastern Ghost Research Association, and I started looking further into it and figuring out if other people were having the same experiences and how I could help them better understand what I didn't fully understand myself.
That's cool. Okay.
Oh.
Long origin story. Sorry about that, but
No, dude. I really like people when they get like into stuff. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because I never knew that about your origin story. Like, and I mean, that's some heavy stuff, dude. Like that. No wonder. You know.
yeah, it was definitely some of the scariest experiences I've ever had. I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
Yeah. I can see that for sure. Shit.
See, I like that. Or you could pull the cover up over your head. It's instant survival instincts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
when I was younger, my parents would tell me if I hang my foot off the bed, the boogeyman would eat my toes. That's why I hang my ass off the bed now.
I still, yeah, I still don't. I feel weird about like my feet hanging off of the bed. Like it sounds stupid. I'm 41. I shouldn't be feeling that way, but like I definitely do. It's just like some weird, deep seated psychological fear. You know what I mean?
It is. It is. Like me, I do not like my feet sticking out of the blanket at all. My feet have to be covered.
Right.
And
In the same way.
it's
Yeah.
weird because it's like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I know I live in a haunted house. I live in a farmhouse that was built in 1862. So I know this place is haunted. Morgan's seen the spirits here. I've seen the spirits here. But I don't think any of them are gonna try and eat my toes.
They
No.
might tickle them. Yeah.
I mean, they might tickle them. I mean, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I do live with a ghost that's got a foot fetish. How do I know?
Yeah. There's only one way to find out, dude. Stick them tootsies out there.
Negative, negative.
Yeah.
Morgan, I got an
Yeah.
experiment for you.
So after all the experience that you've had thus far in the field, what is one belief that you had early on in your studies and experiences that has changed, that you've changed perspectives on in the time frame that you have been in the field?
You know, and this is a very simple answer for me. I actually have two of them that make sense to me. One, when you think you know everything there is to know, think again,
Yeah.
because you don't.
Right.
Two, my perspective since I have met Morgan, and I'll give her kudos here on mediumship,
Hmm.
has almost shifted 180 degrees. She
That's awesome.
still to this day shocks me. Like we were doing practice before this, and I'm not going to tell the location because I haven't given her results from the reading yet. But
Yep.
just like 3 pages almost of notes of stuff she was picking up on, and almost everything hit exactly what I thought it would.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't like things I can't understand.
Yeah. That's
But
interesting.
yeah, so I would say that would be my main thing is my perspective on mediumship and other abilities that fall outside of equipment.
Okay. No, I'm curious about the whole, along that line too. You know, what were you an open minded skeptic about mediumship prior to that? Did you flat out like, were you like, this is all horseshit? Like, where were you at?
I so
And
I
don't
was a
worry about
firm.
offending me. Or,
Oh, I'm
I'm
not.
sure. Yeah.
I offend people on a daily basis. It would not be the first podcast I've offended the host. I promise.
I
But
promise you, dude, it takes a lot to offend me. So you're good.
so I
Yeah.
used to I used to be a firm follower of the James Randi Foundation,
Oh, yeah. Fuck
and
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he used the Zener cards, and he would do the $1 million challenge and all this other
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep. Yep.
And out of all the people, out of I think it was like almost 25, 30 years he ran that contest,
Nobody.
none of them could produce the evidence that he thought would be tantamount to
Right.
be able to prove that psychic abilities or psychokinetic abilities exist.
Yep.
And so when you have someone of a scientific mind who's got a PhD in physics, you kind of, you pay attention to that. And so I think for me, before I met Morgan, I was a very closed-minded person when it came to mediumship. I'm not even
Okay.
gonna sit here and bullshit you.
No, yeah, that's why I asked.
And it's weird because when I look back on it now, in a way, I don't like that because it's not my character.
Mm.
As far as I know personally, that if you're a skeptic about something, you have the evidence to back it up. That's all good and well, but you should never discredit things that you don't know everything about. And I
Well,
didn't know
yeah.
everything about it.
I mean, I think there's a line between skepticism and being cynical as well. I think
Yes.
skepticism is really important. It's really healthy to be skeptical. I tell that to people all the time. Like, be skeptical. Like, don't just buy into all the horse shit. Like, unless you can see it, feel it, touch it, tangibly get evidence from it, then you can think about buying into it. But until then, like, question shit. I think it's important. I think it's healthy. But like I said, I think being cynical is where the line is drawn.
And trust me, I know many people, I'm not going to name drop nobody, that are that way. You could put a ghost right in front of them doing the Macarena, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, I don't hear no music, I don't see no ghost.
Well, right. And it's like I know people as far as mediumship goes, where unless you give them their fucking social security number and their Wi-Fi password, they're gonna think that you're full of shit. And it's like, come on now. But
And I agree with Ash on that. Me and Morgan, we do balance each other out very well.
yeah,
I have the more technical aspect of I understand the equipment,
sure,
and she has the more spiritual aspect of she can see and do things that I don't comprehend, but
right.
somehow it fucking matches up.
That's
That's
And
cool.
awesome.
I hope to one day be able to explain that. Actually,
Same here, man. Same here.
I actually there was a convention we went to last year, and I've not had a chance to test her on it yet because I don't I would feel like an asshole doing it, but I did go out and buy a set of Zener cards
Oh, you did, yeah,
just because I'm curious. I can tell you that I did it with my son, and
yeah.
I mean, I think we did 10 rounds of holding up the card to my face, telling me what shape am I looking at. I mean, he got 6 of them.
All I can think of is Ghostbusters when he's like, they get it wrong and they get electrocuted.
Yes, yes,
Oh
that's a
man.
great
Um,
reference.
if if you could redesign paranormal investigations from the ground up, what are some things you would do differently?
That's a great question.
Um, I would change the trust in the equipment that we use.
Oh,
For
okay.
me,
Yeah, yeah.
because I am a more old school guy. When I go in and investigate, I almost typically have a notebook. I'm taking notes, right? I do have some of the fancy bleepy bloopy gadgets, and I do enjoy using them. I love it when they make funny noises.
Sure.
But right now, in the paranormal age that we live in, too many people put so much stock into equipment that they have no clue how to utilize or how it even works. Just because you have, say, a motion sensor music box, I own one.
Hmm.
80% of the places that we go into are abandoned locations. Okay. Do you have no control variable? There is no controlled environment within this spectrum of
Hmm.
investigation when you go into these style locations. So you can sit that motion sensor music box on the floor. You could be in another room, say down the hall, that motion sensor music box goes off. Guess what? It could have been a rat. It could have been a mouse. You don't know.
Yep.
But as soon as they hear it go off, it's instantly a ghost. And I feel like that is something that is very much overutilized, especially with YouTube TV these days.
Oh man.
Is
Yeah.
they look at it, they use the equipment based off of face value of what they're told it can do without dissecting the equipment to understand what it does.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
would agree with that a lot. I think that far too often people don't really look deeper beyond, like, well, where's the source of that? Can we
Right.
see what it is that's coming across, if it's actually a ghost or something like that? That makes sense.
I got a
Right.
good
Like.
example for you. We all know one of these.
Oh yeah.
So you turn it on, it lights up. Here's the thing. So many people misuse this piece of equipment because they don't know what it does.
Right.
So, you see these 2 lines right here?
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 lines that stick up on this device, that is the area of detection, basing out on the 180-degree cone.
Okay.
So, this can only detect from the front. But
Right.
there's so many people that think this is a tri-axis meter. It can detect all the way around. It cannot. Also,
Mm,
a lot of people think that this detects in the ELF zone. If you don't know what the ELF zone is, it is extremely low frequency zone. So you have to have a specific set of electromagnetic field detectors to actually detect within the ELF zone. This will not pick that up. It does not go lower than the 1.5 milligauss. So there's a lot of misconception about this tool alone. And this is one of the most basic tools that you see. So when you
Mhm.
take one of the most basic tools that you see used worldwide, and you have, I don't know, 500,000 investigators using it incorrectly, when does it come to the point where you're going to start questioning the equipment and what it does as compared to just using it at face value for what you think it does?
for
Once you
sure.
can actually question that, dissect it, and figure out what it does, you're going to, in the end, make yourself a more credible investigator.
Hmm. I like that. That's cool.
That's
That's a
really
good way to look
useful
at it.
information.
Yeah,
I was actually
absolutely.
kind of, I was actually kind of shocked that I had that just sitting out, but it popped in my head. Wait a minute, I got an example here sitting on my
Yeah,
desk
right.
over here
Yeah. Case
because
in point, right here.
I'm packing stuff up for Broadhead.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah. There you go.
but case in point, you can have something as simple as this, and it may not mean a lot to everybody out there. Not everybody uses these. A lot of people do use tri-field meters. A lot of people do use the ELF zone meters, which
Mhm.
I am not a fan of.
No.
I also have another one that not only detects EMF, but it detects ambient voltage.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Oh,
it sounds an alarm if the voltage gets to a point where your hair will stand up on end.
I like that.
So
That's cool.
it's a very cool device. I don't think I've seen anyone else use it as far as investigating wise, but I love it. It's got a digital readout. It's got temperature in it. It's great.
That's killer. Yeah. I like the devices that have those multiple facets to them because then you can dig a little deeper and when it's not just a light bleeping or whatever. It's like, oh wow, like the temperature just went from 50 to 30, and
Yeah,
or whatever, testing the different levels of frequency that's coming through that it's picking up, which is super cool.
yeah, and that device, as far as temperature goes, I think it has like a point 0.7 second, like point 0.7 seconds temperature readout. So it
Holy
changes
shit, yeah.
relatively quickly.
Right.
And when we were sitting there, we were at the Henniker College here in Henniker, New Hampshire. Me and Morgan were doing a public event, and we were downstairs in the art room with a group of college kids. It was a free event. We just invited them out there to learn more about the paranormal. That was the whole point of the event.
Yeah.
And I allowed one of these people to hold that meter, and it kept spiking. And I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense to me because it's not the electromagnetic frequency that's spiking, it's not the temperature, it's the voltage. Something about this is not making sense because I'm not seeing any kind of electrical conduits near you. I'm not seeing an outlet. I'm not seeing a light
Right.
switch.
Right.
And so I took it and I was like, let me hold it for a second. I took it, held it, didn't go off. As soon as I handed it back to her, it started going off again. I was like, hang on, I got an idea. I took it from her and started going around her wrist. It was her Apple Watch setting off the device.
There you go. Yeah. Yep.
oh,
But tracing stuff like that also is very important, and not enough investigators do it. They get a response, quote unquote, and they think it's concrete. They don't do the traceback work that needs to be done to actually solidify that, hey, I have an unexplainable occurrence going on here.
Right. Yep. So yeah, I like that. It's in depth. It's and I really think that more people should do that. I think it's important.
It is. And another thing that a lot of people don't do, I will typically do a daytime tour of any location that I go to
Yep.
because I go through with a notebook that's actually a grid notebook. So, you got the grid patterns on it, and I sketch out the location.
Oh,
The
cool.
reason I'm doing this is I'm marking any kind of potential hazards that we could encounter when it's dark. So I give it to my team and say, hey, look, we got a loose step on this step here. So if you're going up this staircase over here, like say if it's an old metal staircase, avoid step 3. If you can step over that, do so. So
Okay.
it's potentially mitigating injury.
There you go.
And
Yep.
as someone who was a volunteer firefighter for 7 years, I'm also I am on the first response team at work. I'm certified in first aid and AED usage if I have to do it.
Hmm.
So I don't think there's many teams out there who have someone who is first aid trained like that on their teams. I think that is definitely something that should be implemented because you don't know what you're going to encounter in these locations.
Right. Yeah. I mean, anything you got to be prepared for it all, right? I mean,
There,
so
there, there's been a few locations down south that I went into, and I thought there was a homeless person. I mean, it ended up being a possum. but still.
Well, possums can still be dangerous. Actually, I think they're kind of freaky, but
They are very freaky, but plus side is if a possum bites you, you don't have to worry about catching rabies because they're one of the few animals in the world that cannot catch rabies.
really,
Really.
no shit. Huh.
Just like
Hmm.
what you should be more worried about an armadillo down south than you should a possum because armadillos are one of the only known carriers of leprosy in the world.
Oh shit.
Really?
Remind me
Huh.
never to cross paths with a fucking armadillo. Holy fuck.
So off the paranormal, I'm gonna tell you a funny story real quick.
Yeah, yeah,
When I
Hmm.
first moved to Alabama, the trailer that I was talking about when I got married, right?
yeah, yeah.
Me and my brother were hanging out. We were celebrating me moving in, so we were having a few drinks. We got pretty hammered. I see this armadillo walking across the field between our trailers. I was like, dude, you got golf clubs? And he said, yes. Why? I was like, I wonder how far I could hit that armadillo. And he was like, dude, don't.
Oh.
Oh.
I did get drunk and smack an armadillo with a 9 iron.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh.
Well, let me
that's
tell you,
rugged.
it
The
flew
how
about 5 feet, and they are a lot fucking faster than you think they are.
I'm sure you got right the fuck out of there.
Oh, dude, it stood up, it hissed, and it right at me.
I mean,
And
to be
when
fair, if you got clubbed with a 9 iron, don't you think you'd be hissing at people too?
no, I'd be knocked the fuck out.
That's fair too. Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
being honest.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
so
I mean, I don't know many people that could get hit with a 9 iron and be like, you know what? Fuck you.
I
You'd
mean,
be, they'd be.
I did accidentally hit myself in the face with a 9 iron once when I was trying to hit a basketball with
Oh my
it, which
gosh.
once again, not recommended. But but yeah,
Oh my
so
god.
it's there are certain things you got to watch out for, especially when it comes to being in the South. You got rattlesnakes, you got brown recluse spiders,
Jesus.
you got
Yeah.
black
Fuck all
widow
that.
spiders. So people go in and they are so unsafe with the way that they do things, and
Yeah.
I hate that. I really do. I think that it's never a bad idea if you have permission to be at a location that you know is abandoned, but you have permission. Call the cops. Have them do a sweep before you go in.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Make sure there's no homeless people there because you don't know what those homeless people are on, and they're going to feel like you're impeding on their territory.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
You know. Earlier you had talked about YouTube, and I'm just kind of curious. YouTube has done a lot to spread awareness about paranormal. There's a lot of
Yes.
channels. There's a lot of channels that cover it. There's a lot of channels that go over things like that. There's also a lot of horse shit. So
Mhm.
my question for you is: do you feel like YouTube, with the invent of all these channels, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, do you think it has helped or hurt paranormal investigating based on the content that's being pumped out right now?
That is an absolutely great question. Um, I think it's a mitigation of both. I think it has helped push the paranormal. Um, there are channels out there that do things correctly. Like I love
Sure.
their work. I think they do amazing work. They do it right. And then there are other channels that I watch it and I'm like, oh, what the fuck are they doing?
Right.
So
Yeah.
in a way, is it a help? Yes. But is it a hindrance? Yes. But also you have to figure you have all these paranormal television shows too, right?
Well,
So
yeah.
when the chances of you scrolling through your TV at any point in time and coming across a paranormal television show is about 75%. It's going to be about the same thing when you're scrolling through YouTube. I'd actually say it's
Mhm.
slightly higher on YouTube because it's easier to get a YouTube channel, start your own platform, right? So with the saturated content that you have out there, you're going to find your mix of your good, you're going to find your mix of your bad. So does it help? It helps push the ideology that there is people out there that are willing to work together to make the paranormal more of a unified front. So that way, maybe someday we can be considered an accredited form of scientific research. Then
Okay.
you have those other channels that are just out there for clout. They're out there for money. Those are the channels I don't like, and
Right.
I will speak on a TikTok live that I saw because TikTok, you have the same issue on TikTok. It's saturated with paranormal content, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Well, so
I
I've been
watched
told. I don't have TikTok, but I've heard.
oh, trust me, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And
I've
I
heard.
watched a live probably about 2 months ago, and you could hear noises off on the side. I want to say right side of the camera. I know I'm pointing to the left. My shit's reversed. I apologize. But so here's the thing: they're having these experiences, right? And they said, well, guys, you're hearing all these noises. If you give us X amount of gifts, we'll put a piece of equipment over there to see if we can capture it.
Oh man.
Bitch, what?
Give me
Eh,
money and then yeah, fuck all that.
yeah, yeah, X amount of likes, and we'll put a camera over there. Why? You're
Right.
experiencing things. Put
Right.
the just put the equipment there.
Right.
I don't know. Going on, Lee. I don't know if they have seen my podcast or seen my content. I actually did contact them to come on the Paranormal Unveiled, and they declined.
Of
So
course, yeah.
because I wanted to ask what that was all about.
Well, they probably figured you out and were like, yeah, we're not risking getting exposed. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not exposing. You're doing it
Well,
yourself.
I suppose, yeah. I guess depending on how you look at it, but
I mean, I agree with you as far as being exposed to people who may not be familiar with their content, right? But if you're familiar with their content, then they've already exposed themselves. They did the light work for me.
yeah, that's true.
Now it's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
asking the questions as to why they're doing it.
right. Well, and that's what I mean. You ask them the why, and then they're gonna go, money,
You
like
know what though?
Right.
That is a fair response
it
to
is. I
me.
mean, as long as they're, I mean, if they're telling the truth, then like, hey, at least you're honest, right? I mean, fuck.
And that's exactly what I would say. Exactly what I would say. Well, why would you do that? Well, we need the money. Okay, fair enough. I understand that.
Mhm.
But, there could be a different way you could go about it.
Sure.
Like when I go to Broadhead, the plan is I never do lives on TikTok for gifts or money, by the way. I don't. Typically, if people send me a gift, I delete the gift because I don't do it for money. I will, when I go to Broadhead, be doing a live, and I will be asking for gifts and donations because I'm going to be shackled and blindfolded in the boiler room,
That's a
and I'm
big
going,
deal.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
live, and I'm going to live stream it, and anything that I make off of that, I'm donating to the Bearded Brotherhood's charity.
that's awesome. That's
That's
great.
So,
amazing.
so I'm not keeping the money.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to being blindfolded and shackled down somewhere. It's been a while since I've done that.
That's
When
awesome.
it comes to speaking of investigations, has there been one specific investigation that really pops out to you that genuinely actually frightened you?
Bar none.
Mm.
Bar none. Easy answer for me. And I have been to a lot of places, guys. Like I have been to the Castillo de San Marcos in St. Augustine, Florida, which is the oldest Spanish American fort in the United States. I've investigated the infamous St. Augustine Lighthouse and the Lightkeeper's House. I've done the Sloss Furnaces in Birmingham, Alabama. I've done the old Bryce Mental Institution in Tuscaloosa. I've done the Lizzie Borden House. I've done the Satanic Temple in Massachusetts. I have been to a lot of great places. My bar none, almost shit my pants is what I'm going to call it, experience. Came from a very unknown location that if you did not live in this area, you wouldn't even know it was there.
Hmm.
So the place is called the Old Coffee County Jail. It's located in a town called Elba, Alabama. This place was the jail for the county for almost 60 years before they rebuilt the new facility outside. I think it was like they rebuilt the new facility about 5 miles outside of Elba. So down south they have something called the JCs. They're a nonprofit organization, that they kind of like they do the Big Brother kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. 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 Yep.
And they rented out the old jail, and they were doing a haunted house attraction there every year. So they did
Okay.
this haunted house for about 4 or 5 years. Finally, someone from the JCs, I think it was the guy just under the head guy, called me and is like, "Hey, I came across your Facebook page and I see you do this paranormal stuff." He's like, "Look, this is gonna sound stupid because we run a haunted attraction. This is what we do. We scare people." He said, "But there is something going on here that's scaring not only the guests, but some of the scarers within the actual. Could you come and check it out for us?"
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. Well, that turned into a major fucking headache.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because to investigate that old jail, I not only had to get permission from the city chamber of commerce, I had to get permission from the city manager. I had to sign waivers and get permission from the mayor. So I had to meet with all of these people in person to get this done.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
So 4 months in the making, we get this investigation set. We have a date. They won't allow me to go in after dark, which is fine. You can catch activity during the day just as much as you can at night due to
Hundred
contrary
percent.
beliefs.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who says you have to investigate in the dark, no, you don't. Change your
Yeah.
outlook.
I've had some
So
weirder experiences during the day than I ever had at night in some places. So
same,
yeah.
same. So we go into the old Coffee County Jail, and we got all this equipment set up. And Chris, actually, if I can find the video, I'll send you the clip of the video
Yeah, please
where
do.
we caught an EVP, where my father is not mechanically inclined when it comes to technology. He is trying to set up the tripod to hold the camera, and he can't set up a damn tripod. This should tell you something. And you hear him saying, "Why won't this damn thing stand up?" And you hear a woman's voice clearly say over the audio, "Can we please just go home?"
Oh wow.
Now, there was two other women, no, three on the investigative team, but they were in
Sure.
other parts of the building setting up other things.
Okay.
Wow.
And this was clear. And this is
Yeah.
going to tie into something that I did not know about until afterwards. So this is
Okay.
why I'm telling you.
All right.
But the experience that I had there, so upstairs you have a bullpen style setup. You have 8 different large cell blocks that would hold 5 different beds.
Wow.
Downstairs, you had your drunkard and overnight cells. You had 3 cells that had 4 bunks each. Then you had 1 solitary cell. I
Hmm.
assume that was for the unruly passenger that just happened to scroll through there every now and again.
Sure.
So this door had not been opened in so long that it took 4 cans of WD-40 and 5 people to open it. The
Shit.
hinges were rusted. We had to put a crowbar in there and kind of pry it open. Once we get the cell door open, I'm psyched because no one has been in this room for I don't know how fucking long. And I'm like, yep, solo. I'm going in. So I grab my voice recorder. I set up a camera facing the opening of the doorway, and then I set up a camera on the other side facing into the cell. I walk in. I'm in there doing EVP work. Not getting anything. I don't typically do the instant playback. The reason why I'm saying I'm not getting anything because at post review I didn't really capture anything.
All right.
Um, I very rarely will ever do live EVP review because I feel like it can set a wrong tone based on what you capture. So
Sure. Yeah.
it's a personal preference.
That that's I think there's a method to that madness, but go on.
So I'm sitting there, I'm doing this EVP work, right? About 20 minutes in, I hear this. I'm like, fuck is that? The cell door that just took all that WD-40, a crowbar, and 5 people to open slammed shut on its own volition.
Oh shit.
Oh, wow.
Both cameras I had pointed at that cell died simultaneously at the same exact timestamp.
Oh fuck.
I was stuck in
Dang.
there for almost an hour.
Oh man. Holy fuck.
It sucked.
I bet it did.
So
Holy
if
shit.
if
Yeah.
if I were to choose my I just about shit my pants moment, and I'm not sure if I want to do this anymore moment, that would be it.
Yeah, I would say that that's right up there. That'd be freaky shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a second close at a place called Mount Zion Chapel Cemetery in Dothan, Alabama, and it's one of those places where if you don't know where it is, you're never going to find it because it's not on the map. Um,
Okay.
I had to be taken there by a local to find it, and one of my few cryptid experiences, myself and 2 other investigators saw a winged creature that was not a bat, it was not a bird, come out of a tree that's known as the hanging tree.
Oh boy.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, that was kind of freaky.
I feel like
That is
Raven
so
might
val
know.
that is so validating because I have had experience with a cryptid myself coming out of a tree. So that's
Oh
why you
shit.
saw me getting a little jumpy because to hear that somebody else has had an experience where a
Right.
cryptid is coming out of the tree, it tells me that I am not just seeing things. So
No,
that's really cool to have. What did it look like to you?
okay, so easiest way I could describe it, it was no Mothman. I could tell you that because I do love me some Mothman. So if it was Mothman, I'd have gave him a hug. I'd be like, "Come here, motherfucker! I need one, and let me get a selfie while you're down here."
Yeah,
But
right.
so for me, I would say so. I have to kind of base my ideology off of the distance of the tree from me and the size of the tree. So I would say 5.5 to 6 feet, maybe 6.5 feet tall. Okay.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Relatively decently human sized. But the thing is, the legs were disproportionate. The legs were short.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
The legs were, Chris, you've seen me. I'm not necessarily a short guy. You're not either. And I would say the legs were about half the length of mine.
Okay. Yeah.
And it had feet that I couldn't tell how many claws they had on the feet because it was pretty dark.
Yeah.
But I could tell you from the outline of what I saw on the moon, the legs were about half the length of mine. I would say 5.5 to 6.5 feet tall, judging distance based to optics. And the
Sure.
wingspan on it, I would estimate 7 feet.
Woo.
It was
That's a
not a
whole lot
bird.
of fuck that for me, man.
Yeah, it was not a bird.
Yeah.
I wish it would have let out some kind of screech and I could give you guys a noise, but it didn't. And if it had let out a screech, I would no longer be in the paranormal.
Right.
I'd have been
Yeah.
like, fuck this. That's something that will eat me.
Yeah. Right. I'm done.
Hmm.
No, wasn't a condor. Condors are not typical to that area. And also condors, if I'm not mistaken, are not nocturnal. So
Okay. Yeah.
that that would be my whole play to that. And I know a lot about the wildlife in that area. This did not match any of the wildlife that would be in that area.
Huh. No kidding. I want to circle back to something you had said about the EVP work and not playing it back because it sets a tone.
Yep.
I think that's really cool because, like, let's say you're, right out the gate, someone comes through the EVP, they say something that's really unsettling. Like you said, that tone can really change the whole vibe of the night. So if you
It does.
don't know what they're saying until the aftermath or the after investigation when you're reviewing it at home, that's smart, dude. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I think if when you do the instant playbacks, I have nothing against teams that do it, right? But you're
No, not at
100%
all. Yeah,
right.
but yeah.
You are 100% right on why I do it this way.
Mhm.
Because if I'm doing EVP work and something comes through that sounds like a growl or sounds unsettling,
Right. If they say
instantly,
leave or get out or something awful,
yes, instantly the whole dynamic of the investigation now changes because there's a
Right.
huge shift in the energy of the atmosphere.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
You go from being comfortable somewhat. I mean, you're in a
Oh,
dark
well,
fucking
yeah.
spooky spot.
Unless you're locked in a cell somewhere, right? Yeah.
Right, right. So you're going from being somewhat comfortable, you're getting used to where you're at, to instant, what the hell was that? Now I'm afraid. And
Right.
now that you're afraid, that instantly shifts the energy of the investigation. Because
For sure,
now,
man.
when you feel that, it's going to leave you more susceptible to have more negative responses.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't hear it and you listen to it when you get home, your energy during that time frame has remained neutral. Now,
Right.
what I will tell you is when you're doing the style playbacks that I do as far as how I investigate when I do EVP work, if you feel something, note it. Note it on the
Right.
recorder.
That's great too. Yeah.
Uh, you're sitting there asking a question. Well, I just felt a cold chill. Not sure if it has anything to do with anything. And if
Hmm.
you captured an EVP before or after that, your cold chill now has a corroborating event.
There you go.
Hmm.
So there was multiple reasons that why I do this method. That it works for me. It may not work for everybody,
Sure.
but I think it's a technique that people should at least give a shot.
Absolutely. If not to put it in their regular routine, at least try it once and see how it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and I said it earlier. When you feel like you know everything there is to know, then to me you no longer belong in this field because you can't learn anything.
Exactly. I mean, there's always variables. There's always different ways to do things. There's always learning that can be done. So I think that's pretty well said, man.
I learned something new, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I learn something new every single time I go out on an investigation with people.
Fuck
I'll
yeah.
see it. I'll see a technique, and I'm like, I never thought about doing it that way.
Right.
Or I'll hear some terminology. I'm like, well, hey, what do you mean by that? What is that? And it's a constant learn, 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 learn.
Yep.
And once you got to that point where you're on an investigation and you're looking at the person who has 10 more years experience and you're the one that's untrainable, and we've all worked at a shop or a job where you had that one person that was untrainable because they knew everything, that is when you need to just drop your equipment and walk away.
Right. I agree. Yeah. I'm curious too. Like a lot of times, I jokingly say that paranormal investigating is like bass fishing. You could be out there for 5 hours and not get a single bite, and then you could be out there and all of a sudden, boom, you get this 12-pound bass. Right? Why do you think that is? In
That
your
is
experience.
that is actually one of the best ways that I've heard it worded, and I may actually use that.
No,
I might
feel
have to
free,
steal
man.
that from you
Feel
because
free.
I think I think what it is, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is the paranormal does not happen when we want it to happen. It happens when it's supposed to happen. So when is it supposed to happen? Who knows? It is the connection of the energies within the space. Okay,
Mhm.
it's like you're more likely to encounter a paranormal occurrence during a lightning storm, because with the lightning and the energy coming down from the lightning, it's putting out the kinetic energy into the atmosphere. You have a charged atmosphere. You have a natural EM pump, basically.
Yeah, right.
So you're more susceptible to encounter things during an electrical storm, a lightning storm, or a thunderstorm than you would be on a completely clear night. Why? Because you don't have that buildup of atmospheric energy ready to go. So I can tell you that I have been to some places. Lizzie Borden House, good example. Um,
Hmm.
Everyone says it's so haunted. You know, you're going to go there. You won't be disappointed. I
Yeah,
recreated Mr. Borden's murder on the couch. I slept on the floor where Mrs. Borden's body was found. I
right.
experienced nothing the whole night, not even a sound.
Yep,
Does that mean it's not haunted? No. That just
right.
means the circumstances within my visit were not tantamount for me to have an experience.
Okay.
And I think that people overlook that. They see a famously haunted location or a haunted location, they go in, they don't experience anything, they instantly go to the, oh, it's not haunted because I didn't experience anything. No, it's not
Right.
haunted because you didn't experience anything. It wasn't haunted on the night that you went there because the circumstances were not correct for you to actually have an experience. That doesn't mean it's not haunted.
Right.
That's great. Yeah, great way to put it.
Within uh speaking of that in a little bit of a different context, where do you think the paranormal research is going to head over maybe the next 5 to 10 years? And then the last
Ooh,
question, or the connector question that I have to that is, when it does come to applications, what are your thoughts on apps like necrophonics and that kind of thing?
Ah, nice.
that's a great that is a great question. As far as where I see the paranormal in 5 to 10 years, you know what? I don't know. And I'm going to be honest with you here, and I don't care if I offend anybody watching. I don't. The paranormal is full of toxic fucking people. And they cannot get along. All they do is bicker. It's a juvenile dick measuring contest, is what it is. I'm just gonna word it for what the fuck it is. It is a
uh,
juvenile dick measuring contest, and people cannot get over themselves enough to realize, instead of looking at what you're doing, look at what everyone else is doing. Join together. Further the field. Stop worrying about making yourself the next Zach Baggins.
a fucking men.
That's my
Yeah.
Jesus
opinion.
Christ.
You can like my opinion. You don't like my opinion. I don't give a damn either way. So I'm just telling it like it is.
Yep. Damn
As
straight.
far as applications go, I think applications are a great side tool for investigative purposes. Now, as you both know, I wrote a book called "Downloading for the Dead: Investigating Paranormal Applications." Um, I went through the App Store and I downloaded all different kinds of applications, and I talked to the developers. I understand the inner workings of how these applications work. There's not an app in this book that I did not get permission from the developer based off of my YouTube review to have in the book, whether the review was bad or good. So here's my thing. Applications, you have to take them with a grain of salt. Do they work as good as the other equipment that we use? Let me tell you something. Yes. You know why? Because all the other equipment that we use is experimental. We exist in a format of pseudoscience. So there is nothing saying that a device that you can physically hold in your hand, such as a REM pod, can pick up paranormal activity better than a device that you can hold in your hand in the format of a cell phone. Your cell phone has more sensors within it than the one specific favorite device that you use. You have touchscreen sensors, you have microphones, you have small magnets in there. So whether or not people think that your phones can detect electromagnetic frequencies, yes, they can, because you need magnets for the speakers to operate. So it also has a barometer. That's how it detects how you go up and down flights of stairs and how many steps that you've walked. There are so many sensors within a cell phone that people overlook, and then they see these applications and they're like, oh, they're pre-formulated, they're pre-programmed. Well, guess what? Anybody out there own an Ovilus? Because if you do, where do you think the fucking word database came from? It's pre-programmed. So there is nothing saying that that pre-programmed database within an Ovilus could be pre-programmed and manipulated, such as a program that would come on your cell phone in the form of an application. They both basically work the same way, off of a .dic file. That is how they get the words. So when you take it to the context of a physical piece of equipment compared to what you can download for your phone for half the price, it's not a bad idea to give them a shot. I have found some good ones. I do enjoy Necrophonic. Um,
I do like
but
that one. Yeah.
Necrophonic, it has a lot of unclarity when it speaks, okay? So you
Hmm.
have to remember that what you hear is taken on face value. This is why when I use Necrophonic, I screen record my sessions. So this way I can actually go back through and slow the audio down and listen and tell you exactly what I'm hearing.
That's good.
Um,
Yeah.
so anyone out there who uses Necrophonic or any form of app that uses phonetics, screen record your sessions because you can go back through and re-listen and be like, well, I think I heard this, but I'm not sure. Instead of being the I think I heard this and not sure, be fucking sure of what you're hearing before you release it as evidence. That's what I'm telling you. So I do enjoy Necrophonic. My favorite app though is Ghost Science M2 or Ghost Hunter M2. Ghost Science M3 is coming up on my season 2 of the app test. Um, but Ghost Hunter M2, I love that app. And another app that's very simple to use, Ghost Hunting Tools. That's literally the name of it. We went out to Medfield State Hospital in Medfield, Massachusetts, myself and my daughter, and we ran an application test on this application for a little bit over 6 hours. I would say 80% of the words that came through correlated with the location and or were names of the people that actually worked and or died at the facility.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of hard to argue with that.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be right back.
Yeah, I
So
know.
you said Ghost Hunter M2. I actually just looked it up on my iPad so I could have it up.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
put out by Michael Weber.
okay, yeah. And then the other one is just Ghost Hunting Toolkit,
Yep,
right?
Ghost Hunting
Okay.
Toolkit.
I got it. Sweet.
I enjoy those two. I've never had any kind of adverse things to say about them. I will tell you, avoid any kind of apps that are Ouija board apps. Ouija
Mhm.
boards typically don't work when you're there in person. What the fuck makes you think they're going to work in the form of an application? They don't. So I would
I
avoid
would
those.
agree. I would agree. Let's see. What other kinds of what is your absolute favorite tool to use?
Okay, that's a good question. Um, I myself, like I told you earlier, I do have some of the uh, gadgets that bleep and bloop and do all that stuff. I'm an old school guy. I will stick to my RCA voice recorder that I bought at Walmart for $24 almost 10 years ago. I love that voice recorder. Like when you're walking, you can hear your feet crunching on carpet. That's how sensitive it is. So I know when I'm picking up is legit compared to having the what $1,500 Panasonic DR60, which I'm sorry is a piece of shit. And anyone out there who uses it, you can argue me in the comments. Don't care. I don't like it. There's a reason they made the voice recorder for 1 year. They made it for 1 year because it sucks. But once again, hot take, my opinion.
That I mean that makes sense. I never personally got into that specific device, but I do think that it makes sense to really look at what you're using and do a lot of research on what you're using to make sure it actually
Oh,
does
welcome
what
back,
it says
Chris.
it's going to do. Hi, Chris.
Sorry, my internet's being wonky.
You're good, brother. So here's the thing with the DR60 recorder, okay? They made
Hmm.
it for 1 year, but when they released it, the thing was they realized that the internal workings, the internal mechanisms, they would cause so much ambient noise during the recording that people would hear voices. Now, am I saying that you can't hear voices through the DR60? No, it's a voice recorder. You can hear voices through any kind of voice recorder, okay? But am I saying that I have heard the clearest EVP possible through a DR60? No, it all sounds muddy. It sounds like someone that's talking with a mouthful of fucking devil's food chocolate cake, is what it sounds like to me. I'm sorry. I don't like the piece of equipment. I think it's overpriced. I think it's overrated just because Mr. Bacon's using it on, Ghost Adventures. Everyone loves it. I am not a fan. I think it's a piece of shit recorder, and it needs to be garbage.
Hmm.
I
But
love
once
your
again, that's
honesty.
a hot take. That's my opinion. But
I
I
think
feel
there
like
needs to be more of it, honestly.
I feel like you both already knew if you ask me certain questions, you're gonna get a very hot opinion. So
Yeah.
And I think it's great because, like, if you're not shining light on shit and you're not giving your honest opinion on stuff, then you're just falling into the same traps everyone else is, and you're not helping grow the field. You're not helping expand people's minds and getting them to think a different way. So if anyone's
Agreed.
offended by it, then they're probably just pissed that you called them out on it. You know?
And I am completely fine with that. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
the first time. It would not be the first time I've done a podcast, and I've woken up to angry DMs. That shit has happened in the past.
Oh man.
That's funny.
But I enjoy it because I don't mind ruffling feathers. It's what I do, and I speak the truth. I have no reason not to.
I was gonna say you and I have talked about that in before about ruffling feathers, and you were like, "Who fucking cares, man?" you
Yeah.
know, ruffle away.
If you don't like my opinion, then you don't have to listen to it. Just ignore it and move on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you got all these keyboard warriors. They're like, "Well, you fucking meh meh meh." It's like, okay, move along.
Oh, it's funny because I've actually met one of those keyboard warriors. Matter of fact, last time I went to Broadhead and they walked over and shook my hand. I was like, "You have no idea who I am, do you?"
That's the funniest thing because, like, on the internet, they're typing away and calling you all these things and saying this, that, and the other thing. When they meet you in person, it's like, "Oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you." It's like, you fake motherfucker. Why don't you tell me what
Yep,
you really feel?
yep. Because when he shook my hand, I looked at him. I was like, "Yeah, it's nice to meet you." And he was like, "Yeah, it's great to meet you, man. I'm happy to see you." I was like, "You don't remember me, do you?"
Yeah,
And he was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Hang on, hang on. I got
yeah, yeah,
receipts."
yeah,
So I pulled up my messenger and showed him. I was like, "Was this not you about a year and a half ago?"
yeah, yeah,
And he was like, "Oh man, I apologize. I was drinking that night." I'm like, "It's not an excuse."
yeah. No, nope. Liquid courage, man.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Overall, he ended up being a decent dude. So it is what it is. I let bygones be bygones.
Sure. I think when you get to people face to face and you actually get to talk to them, they take that that courage down a little bit. They realize, oh shit, now if I say something to somebody and it's really offensive, I might get smacked in the face for it.
It was so funny because I was one of the main reasons he went to that event, which was what made it so funny to me. And I was like, you just, it's weird how it works, man. It's weird.
It is weird. It is weird. But keep being you, man. Keep being authentic. Keep being genuine. Because I think like I said, I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. There needs to be more shit like that. There
I don't
needs
know
to be
any other
more
way to be.
people. Yeah. It makes me so upset. And again, maybe this is a hot take and maybe people will get upset by it, but there is so much fakeness around some of this stuff. There's so much like clickbait nonsense bullshit that, like, oh, because I said this or because I said that, because it's on this, because it's on that, then it's authentic, it's real. Well, no, doesn't necessarily mean that.
Nope. When I go through and I do my TikTok, some of my favorite videos to break down are videos that appeared on Paranormal Caught on Camera or videos that
Yeah,
appeared on The Proof Is Out There. I've done
right.
a lot of videos where I'll tell you this video was featured on X episode of Paranormal Caught on Camera season whatever, and I make sure to tag Discovery Channel in those. I'm shocked I've
Mhm.
not gotten a cease and desist yet. But but you know what? Here's the thing: if Discovery Channel is watching this and they're out there looking for someone who will really tell you the fucking truth, you got your guy.
Well, that leads me to an interesting question, actually, because you're very well known for debunking some of this stuff, right? Have you ever had a video where somebody has said like this is horseshit, and they give you all the evidence that it is not real and that they debunked it themselves, and then you review it and go, you know what, this actually might be paranormal, and you might have, jumped the gun a little bit on this one. Have you had that experience
I
your
have.
time with this? Okay,
I
can you
actually
share that
have.
with us?
So I think it was about a year and a half ago. I had a channel share me a video, and they were like, "Oh, well, I think this is horseshit." Basically horseshit. And
Yeah,
they gave me their ABCD list as to why.
sure.
I go through and watch it, right? And when I watch videos, I'm looking for a few different things. I'm looking for film cuts, like stop and splices that could happen really quickly, right? I'm
Yep,
looking for film stop and splices. I'm looking for monofilament fishing line, which is very easy to view if you know what you're looking for.
sure.
I'm looking for changes in scenery, like automatic, like film juts, like it looks like you're in the same spot,
Oh,
but you're actually not because the angle changed within a few milliseconds. And
okay.
that's where my still framing format comes into play because I go through and I still frame everything. And so by the time I'm done with a video, a 5-minute video on TikTok takes me about a week and a half or 2 weeks to actually break down before I film it. And I actually had a guy send me a video and he was like, "Man, I think this is horse shit." I was like, I watched it, I did my process. I finally got back to him about 3 weeks after he sent me the video, and I was like, I don't think so. I was like, this looked legitimate to me, and
Hmm.
I did end up posting that video as far as one of the few that are on my channel that I could not explain.
Oh,
And
wow.
I didn't see any film cuts. I didn't see fishing line. I didn't see any kind of weird Judson movement. I wasn't seeing any kind of distortion as far as the pixelization from modifying the film. I saw it all looked pretty clean, and if they
Yep.
faked that, then they did an excellent job.
Hmm. No kidding. What was the film of it? Was it just apparition? Was it
It
voices? Like
was
what was the details of it?
it was an apparition that was caught in a mirror,
Oh, okay.
and so
Okay.
my initial thought, because what I saw originally was a computer screen. So I'm thinking it's not the reflection in the mirror that you're looking at. Maybe the image that you're seeing is a reflection of someone walking by the computer monitor, and you're seeing their
Ah,
reflection coming through the screen.
sure.
That was my initial thought. And I'm
Yep.
like, after watching it, I realized something that was kind of funny. The apparition did not appear before or after the mirror. It was only in the mirror section.
Oh boy.
So
Okay. Huh.
if you are good enough with which is AI deep fakes right now, anyone's good enough. But if you were good enough a year and a half ago, before AI deep fakes were very popular, to be able to edit out the shadowing of the translucent figure before the mirror and then after the mirror, an almost seamless transition to where I couldn't see it in the still frame, I give you kudos and you fooled me. But it looked 100% legit to me.
Wow. That's cool.
Hmm. What about on the opposite side of the spectrum? Have you ever been presented with a video where you're like, no, I don't really think that this is paranormal, and here's why, but then you went back and saw something that changed your mind about it?
So yes and no. Um, I'm going to say yes that I have been corrected on the video before, and I have went back and made a video rebuttal to admit the fact that I made a mistake.
Hmm.
But it was not because it was paranormal when I thought it wasn't. It was indeed not paranormal. I just got the animal wrong.
Oh,
So
okay. Oh,
So
there you
Okay.
I,
go.
I, I identified a natural creature, and then a friend of mine on Facebook saw the video. He's like, dude, I actually know where this video was taken. I live 20 minutes from there. It wasn't the animal that you're saying it was this.
Okay. All right. Huh.
And
Mm.
I've known this guy since high school, so I trust him when he tells me he lives 20 minutes from where this video was taken.
Right. Right. Yep.
Okay,
And
that
so
makes sense.
and so I got on there, I did a rebuttal, and my first thing was, I told you this video was not paranormal, and well, I may have been mistaken. And I kind of let it in like that. A little bit of clickbait there, a little bit of clickbait. But I did kind of lead it in like that, but no, I did indeed get the identification of the animal that I thought it was incorrect. As far as a video that I thought was paranormal, that someone has come back at me and said, no, this is paranormal and this is why, they were not able to produce evidence enough as far as sending me their own breakdown or showing me why they thought it was to change my mind.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Totally. Shifting gears a little bit. It is kind of linked, especially lately. There's been a lot of like horror slash paranormal conventions, especially like the
Yes.
main paranormal horror convention that's going to be happening in September. But what's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Bar none.
you.
1978 Halloween.
Ah, there we go. Fuck yeah.
I don't even have to think about it. I actually have a 2 disc or 2 set VHS on my dresser over here. The orange discs with the
Oh
original
shit.
pamphlets, with the original like inlets. It's never been in the VCR.
No shit. That's
Oh,
cool,
Oh
man.
yeah,
wow.
I
Speaking of
love me
horror
some
movies
Michael
as
Myers.
well, have you seen any of the newer ones? Like, have you seen Obsession yet?
Obsession. I
It's a brand new movie that just came out not too long ago.
I'm
It's
gonna
still in
I'm gonna
theaters, I
say
think.
I'm gonna say it's possible. I watch a lot of movies, so I'm gonna
I
say
think
it's
I said
possible.
I think it's still in theaters, but it's called Obsession. I just went. Me and my daughter went to go see it. It's really fucking good, dude. Check it
Oh,
out.
if it's in theaters, then no. Oh, I might be thinking of Possession, which was a
No,
very
this is.
horrible Tubi
Uh,
movie.
yeah, no, this is Obsession, and it's
No, that
still
I've
in
not
theaters,
seen.
I think. But yeah, check it out. I really was surprised about it.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait till it comes out on streaming because the closest movie theater to me is 45 minutes away.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm not driving 45 minutes to go to a movie.
No, 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 no.
Although I will say the movie theater that's close to me does indeed have a full menu. You can order steak and drinks at this movie theater.
Oh, that's
Where,
cool.
you're in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah,
Shit, I think I might be driving to New Hampshire to go see a movie.
it's at a place in Tilton, and you can order, like, they got a full bar. You can order actual food. They sit you down in
Wow.
office chairs at like a folding table.
What the fuck? Take notes, theaters. This is how it's done.
Yeah.
Yes, no, like I
Yeah.
loved my experience going there. It was a great movie theater, but I'm just not driving 45 minutes to go to a movie.
Yeah, I don't blame you,
Yeah.
dude. That's a long way. It's a
Yeah.
long way to drive.
I don't like driving 30 minutes to go to work.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I live in the woods, so everything for me is like 30 minutes minimum. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Morgan has that same thing. She's like, "Oh, almost everything for me is 40 minutes, so it doesn't matter to me." No, no.
yeah, right.
Look, I got a Shaw's down the road. It's like 6 minutes away. I am fine
Oh,
with that.
the closest Hannaford to me is like 30 minutes away
That's ridiculous. Why do you live there, Chris?
because, it's the woods and it's great and I love it here.
Do y'all got Bigfoots in them woods?
I've been told. I have not seen or experienced a Bigfoot myself, but I'm still waiting.
That would be awesome. And when it happens, I want to hear about it. It will happen.
I hope so. We just had Chris Julian on the show. It was last week, I
Mhm.
think, and he is on 207 Paranormal, which is the team that I'm a part of as well. And I've been talking to him big time. I'm like, dude, we have to go. We have to go. And he's like, dude, whenever you want to go. But one thing that makes me nervous, he's like, people don't hunt Bigfoot necessarily because they're not hunting you, but they already know you're there before you know that
Right,
they are. And I'm like,
right. So,
that's kind
so,
of
so
unsettling. I'm like,
if you do go on a Bigfoot hunt, right?
yep.
Let's just say you do this. I do have an inappropriate question that is not under the age of 18 appropriate. Uh, why do people that are Bigfoot hunters use mating calls? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do when an 8 foot tall creature comes out the woods with a rager? Like, you can't
Dude,
run.
right? And if it decides it wants you to be like Mrs. Bigfoot, you're
It's gonna
screwed.
happen.
Yeah.
I've
Right?
never understood that.
Yep. Bigfoot's gonna come out of the woods and goes, I'm not asking. I'm telling.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like being in prison, but only in the woods.
Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah. Don't drop the camera or the soap, whatever you do.
No, I have always been curious about that because I'm like, why? Where are you
That's
gonna
a
run?
valid point. It's a valid point.
Oh my goodness.
Holy
You're
shit.
welcome, Raven. I'm sure you weren't expecting that to be a part of the show tonight,
You know, expect the unexpected.
especially when you have me on.
Once you go Bigfoot, you never go back. Just so you know.
I've heard this, but
Yeah.
only from my brother.
Only from your brother. Yeah, yeah. Was he doing mating calls in the woods? I mean,
I, I don't know, but I will tell you that for $15 in a 6 pack, I convinced him to chase me across the lawn in the Speedo this year for a recreation.
That's
oh my
awesome.
God. That's fucking
Oh
great.
So that's
man.
gonna be a fun one.
Right? Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh man. So, where can people find you if they want to connect with you a little more, if they have more questions for you?
Where
Um,
where
all the good
can't they
things.
find me is a better
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. It's easier
Like,
to tell them where they can't, right? Yeah.
I am all over the place. I'm at Paranormal Nate on X or Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Um, Now, mind you, if you contact me on Twitter, I do not use it very often. I might check my Twitter once every 2 weeks, so you might get a delay in response. You can find me at Nathaniel Elwell on Facebook. You can find me on TikTok at Static Voices. I am at Static Voices on YouTube.
I'm just laughing at Morgan's comment.
I mean, she's right. She's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Static
Holy
Voices
shit.
on YouTube, Instagram. You can find me at Nathaniel Elwell. But I'm gonna go ahead and straight tell you, I don't use Instagram, so it's pointless to contact me there.
Right.
I don't have a Threads. I used to, so you can add me on there, but I'm not gonna add you back because I don't have it no more. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place. I'll be at Broadhead, Wisconsin, for the Beard Brawl this coming weekend. We're flying out Thursday. We'll be there Friday, Saturday, and then
Amazing.
Chris, if I don't know if you know about this or not, but I'll be speaking at the New Hampshire Spirit Speakers Expo here in
Oh, very
Nashua, New
cool.
Hampshire
Very cool.
on August 1st. I know you're in the area, so
Yeah, yeah.
well, you might want to come by and check that out. We
That
have
would
a
be
few
great.
surprises. We have a few surprises lined up for my speech, and my good friend Jimmy Penatino is going to be there as well.
Oh, sick.
I feel like
Send me
Jimmy.
the link for that, just so I don't forget.
Yeah, I will do. I will do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can find me. I'm all over the place, and don't forget to come and watch the podcast every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. The Paranormal Unveiled. This week, when look, I know how to do waterboarding. So this week on my show, though, I have a great guest, Nash Hoover from Chasing Legends. It's a YouTube show. I actually,
That's
when they
cool.
first started out, I was their researcher. They do cryptids, so
Oh, cool. Nice.
it's gonna be a fun show. It's gonna be amazing. But yeah, y'all can pretty much find me anywhere. And I almost always will answer a DM when I get it, and unless you're just being weird.
Right. Yeah.
And I have
That's fair.
encountered a few of those.
Yeah. Haven't we all? Oh my God.
It happens, unfortunately.
I think in our line of work, it's just one of those things. It's a prerequisite for being a paranormal investigator or in the metaphysical at all. You're gonna find the
Yeah,
wackadoos. You're gonna find the ones that were just like, what the fuck?
I am probably the only dude that has ever received an unsolicited D pic.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
All
No,
right
that has
then.
happened to me.
You win, my friend.
Like, dude was like, "Hey, I got the paranormal. I want you to check out." This is like almost 4 years ago. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll check it out.
What
What's up?" And boom, there. I'm like, "Oh,
did you try to say? Was this ghost dick or something?
I don't know what he was trying to say, but I'm like, that is not paranormal. That there's nothing
Yeah.
normal about that. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it is paranormal because I don't like it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but that has happened, unfortunately.
Well, hey, maybe now people will send you pictures of Bigfoot ragers. You never know. I mean,
You know what? If I got an AI picture, oh, dude, I would fucking die laughing.
oh my God. I got Chat GPT, man. I can make it happen. Well, no, because Chat GPT won't let you. They'll be like, "That's
It
inappropriate."
won't.
I can't do that. Yeah,
Yeah, it won't. But you know what?
even
If that
AI has
picture,
limits.
if a picture of a Bigfoot doing that randomly slide, like I would fucking die. Like I would die. I
Holy
wouldn't even be
crap!
mad at it. I mean, I might respond with a laughing emoji and be like, "What the fuck?" But just know
Yeah,
that what the fuck is because I'm dying laughing over here.
right. Yeah, tears flowing, laughing. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh man, this has been great having you on the show, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Man, it's
Oh,
been fun. I appreciate you guys having me on.
well, one last question for you. Are there
Now,
any other books that are on the
No,
horizon? Do you have more books on the horizon that you're looking at maybe
um,
writing?
actually, I just started typing one up last week.
fuck yeah, dude.
I'm just finishing up the introduction. And the
Awesome.
premise of this book, I'll go ahead and give you an inside scoop that I've not announced to anybody else. I am tackling some of the most famous videos and pictures captured in paranormal history to give
Cool,
you a natural
nice.
explanation as to what's going down. So to give you an idea, just in the introduction, I am telling you how the Brown Lady of Rynham Hall was captured.
No shit.
Oh,
That's cool,
wow.
man.
I I think I've come up with an explanation that is satisfactory to tell me that this could have been not faked, just a misidentified photo from the type of camera being used in the exposure of the film.
Nice, man. All right.
So it's going to be a fun book. And then, of course, once I've finished filming season 2 of the app test, I will be writing a volume 2 of Downloading for the Dead.
That's cool, man. That's
Awesome.
awesome.
Well,
Don't forget to
definitely
go
let
buy
us
Chris's
know
book.
when
I
you.
fucking know it. That
Thank
was a
you.
great book, by the way.
You read it?
I did. That was a great book.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. If you
I,
haven't
I,
read the
I don't
second one, give it a shot.
I don't buy books for them to sit on my shelf.
Have you seen the second one, The Untrained Medium? Have you read that one?
I have not.
Well, it's if you're interested, it's on Amazon. Check it out.
Yeah, which reminds me, shoot me a DM after the show to remind me to go and leave the other book, the I fucking knew it, a review on Amazon.
Shit, yeah, I will. And then when I do that, send me the link for the New Hampshire event.
I got you, brother.
Sounds good.
And
I,
when you have your books out, let us know so we can, advertise it out there for you as well.
Yes,
I wish
please. I
you
will
quit
definitely
telling
share
me
that
what
out.
to do.
Yeah. You guys are real fucking pussy all of a sudden. Goddamn.
No, I got you, Raven. That's not a problem at all.
Thank
Cool,
you.
man. Cool.
Look, if I didn't fuck with y'all, you wouldn't be my friends.
Goddamn
That's
straight.
true.
But I appreciate you guys having me on tonight. I really enjoyed the conversation, and
It was great, dude. It was great.
I want to have both of you on as a duo on my
Yeah,
show.
Oh,
that'd be
we would
great.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah, let us
So
know, man.
let's get that
Yeah,
worked out. I've got open dates in October.
Okay.
perfect.
Great.
All right.
All right, sounds
Great.
good, guys.
All
All
right,
right, man.
Glenn,
Well,
you want to join us?
she's like, no. No.
Now I'm here.
There
I'm
she
not at
is.
home, so things are
I
a
gotta
little
do my
different.
nails.
Is it still
Hey,
daylight where you are? Or is that just not? Is that like a light?
no, it's
Looks
a
like
light right
daylight.
here. Yeah, I'm not home.
Oh,
Y'all are
that
used to
looks
the
so.
black background. Yeah.
I thought
I
it
was
was
gonna. It
daylight
looks
as
so
well.
much like natural light. I was like, oh shit, where are you?
No, I thought it was daylight also.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad
Oh,
I'm not the only one. Jesus.
yeah. After we get off the program, I'll tell you. But yes, I'm bringing glitter. By the way, Nathaniel,
I am not putting glitter in my fucking beard.
you don't have to. Me and Morgan will. It's okay.
No one's
It's
coming
all
near my
right.
beard with fucking glitter.
Dude, I'm right there with you, man. Keep that shit away from me.
I
Look,
have hair.
once you
I have
have
hairspray
glitter,
with glitter in it.
look,
Just
no,
saying.
once you have glitter somewhere, it doesn't go away. You can't
Never.
get rid of it.
Never.
You know what you do for hilarity, Nate? Is you eat a glitter bomb, and then when you take a shit, you get glittery poops.
Oh my god.
No, look, I'm already gonna torture them enough because I've already told Gwen and Morgan that after the brawl, I'm doing mutton chops with a handlebar for a few weeks.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It'll be
Nice.
awesome.
I'm thinking about bringing it down like the nice thing down to a point here, then the handlebar with a
It dazzled, yeah.
stat. Oh yeah, I got this.
You read
There
what
you
your
go.
read what your lady said. Excuse me.
Oh, I heard her, and it's not happening.
It's not
Wait till you
happening
see
yet.
my beard. Wait till you see my beard. It's gonna be cute.
Look, I am the majestic beast I was born to be. You look at this right here. This is the tantamount to pseudo quarter half perfection.
There you go. Oh
You
man, that's
guys,
great.
it's been a great show. Nate's always a great guest, and yes, Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern. Join us on the screen.
Yes, we will be here.
Yes, and just in case my flight gets delayed, yeah, but I'm going to be in Chicago by then, so I should be fine.
Don't
fully
trust
embrace-
don't trust the airplane bathrooms.
Yeah,
I
no.
will tell y'all this, and you will laugh at me. I try my best not to have to go to the bathroom on the plane unless I have to.
So here's the
Because
thing.
I mean,
It might
that's smart.
it might be different for you, but me and Chris, we are not necessarily small people.
Nope.
Those bathrooms are extremely fucking small.
They
okay,
are
I
for
have
sure.
my splint.
I've
off
actually
right
never
here.
been on an airplane bathroom, so
Well,
Oh, it's
you're not
not good.
missing anything.
I
But
am
get this.
Take a porta potty and divide it by 3.
not.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't be.
Plus
I have no
it's short.
business being in there.
No,
Right.
it's short. So
Yeah,
you
I got
can
no business doing my business in there.
But I will give you a funny. I have a splint. I mean, a sling, which I
Oops.
took off because my hand was throbbing. But can you imagine me in a bathroom of a plane with the sling with the padding and no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I-
I got a nonstop from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina to Chicago, so I'm good. It's 2 hours.
Look,
I can
I'm
hold
going
it.
to be honest with you. The way that you just said that, I don't know if I would feel comfortable picturing you in a bathroom anywhere.
Even just standing there, not actually using it. How would that?
I'm just
With the-
fucking with you. God.
It would be terrible. But anyway, yeah. So, guys, if you missed it, watch us Wednesday. Watch these guys next Monday. And
Yes.
this weekend on All
Who's y'all's guest
Access.
next week?
What now?
Who's y'all's guest next week?
Yeah, who's your guest?
Yeah, Raven. Who is it?
We have Sean Wild. Sean Wild has written another book called The Living Vampire. And so we're going to talk to him about his book and more about vampire communities and those kinds of things. And he has 2 stores that are out in New Orleans. So We'll probably just do like a whole bunch of a deep dive. We've had him on our show before. He talked about sin eating, and he talked about Magic Without Tools, which was his first book that he wrote. So this is going to be fun. I think you would like him, actually, Nathaniel. He's pretty
No,
awesome.
I'm sure I would, because I can tell you that I know a lot about sin eating and the creatures that people call sin eaters, and I think it's a very fascinating topic.
We
For
need
sure.
to have him on.
Absolutely.
We need to have him on Paranormal Unveiled. No joke. I'm gonna try to see him when I'm
I'd
in
be
New
down
Orleans.
for that.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good guest, Nate. I really do.
Yeah.
I'd
But
be down for
anyway,
that.
we are 20 minutes over, and I know you're probably freaking out, but it's been a great show, guys, for real.
It's been a very good show.
Who's freaking out? I'm freaking out.
You're freaking out,
Oh,
man.
it's not your show. Nathaniel is a time Nazi, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I am, but I talked to Morgan for like an hour before the show. So normally I'm a time Nazi because I'm like, I'm getting off of here because I got to get on the phone with her because
Yeah.
I prefer to live. I'm joking. She's not really that mean, guys.
Yeah. Are you safe at home?
I have the
All right,
number just in
guys.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Morgan
you
says
go.
you are anyway.
You're still calling, she says, bless her heart. I can't
Oh,
wait
there
to
we
see
go.
you guys, for real. For real. I get to see these guys this weekend. It's going to be so fun. And Nathaniel will be live all over an All Access Network doing his thing. So anybody, I don't care how much it is, donate $1, $5, what anything you can.
It's
More
all
than that
going
would
to
be great
charity.
for this charity. Yeah, but it's
Yep.
going.
all
I
going
will
to
have my
charity.
stuff with me, and we're going to be broadcasting live, talking to everybody, and all that. So please,
Killer.
if
Awesome.
you see us on, watch. It's going to be cool.
Sweet.
But guys,
All right, guys,
thank
you
you
ready
so
to
much
end
for
the
having me
show?
on the show tonight. I really enjoyed the conversation.
It's been great, dude.
Sounds
Take
good.
care.
You as
All
well.
right. Have a great night,
Let's do it.
everyone.